squeezed in on a very tiny couch, but we're all here. And
Where are we?
Where's here?
Xenia.
Xenia, Ohio.
Or Xenia, depending.
I think it's Xenia. So we traveled south, and I think in the last video I said it was near Columbus. It's actually near Dayton. So
And I think we had Yellow Springs versus Yellow Creek versus Springfield all mixed up.
It is Yellow Springs, Ohio. So we came to the wool gathering at Young's Dairy on this cool, beautiful, crisp fall day of 82 flippin' degrees, humid tent, sun-baked. Yeah, so I'm surprised we're all sitting next to each other after doing this. But
yeah, we're fresh out of the sweaty sun.
yeah, and there's
My dog's an
And it's
Englishman.
my face.
Okay.
And my hair.
Yeah, so we thought we would come and just give some quick updates on some of our whips and our finished objects and our acquisitions from today's adventure and possibly even what we might acquire tomorrow. So if you, well no, you won't be getting this video before the festival's over, but
Right, because I gotta
there,
go home and do stuff to it yet.
so if you were there and we missed you, please comment below and tell us
And
what
next
you
time,
found.
say, hey, you!
Exactly, exactly.
And we're wearing our new shirt, so you can tell who we were when we were out.
Courtesy of Blondeberry Boutique, Mary Jo, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I think I reached out to her on a Sunday night and went, do you think you can make a shirt with our logo on it? She goes, how many? And I'm like, well, let me check. Okay, she has 3 children under the age of 5, and she was able to pump these out in 2 days. So Mary Jo, you rock. Blondeberry Boutique on Etsy. If you need a shirt, reach out to her. She's
There you
pretty
go.
awesome. So, where do we want to start? Works in
Festival in general.
Festival. All right. Hot. The festival was hot.
Hot.
But
2
kudos
huge tents.
Huge.
Huge.
to these vendors who are standing there from 10 to 5 on Saturday, 10 to 6 Saturday, 10 to 5 on Sunday. That is a long time. And I'm telling you, each one of these vendors, they're not getting out of those booths.
No.
So hopefully they have somebody there helping them, supporting them, giving them water, food.
Yeah, I mean, the fair is really crowded. People came to spend money.
Yeah.
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 It's the biggest one I've been to date.
Me too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Because it's even bigger than the one in Worcester.
And
Right?
bigger
yeah.
than Pittsburgh.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's bigger than the one in Worcester. It's just because it was in 2
Very
tents.
compact.
It felt
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah.
I
So
think it's bigger, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It was
a different-
bigger than
There were
Pittsburgh.
a lot of vendors. There were a lot of vendors.
And then a separate section with just animals and
yeah.
places, kids could go pet them.
So you had your variety of hand-dyed yarns. You had some commercial yarns. There was wool.
Spinning, weaving.
yeah, there's
Accessories.
fleeces for sale kind of thing. Not fleeces.
A
what do you
nice
call it?
variety.
Yeah.
For more than just the people who are knitting, people who are spinning, people who are
Weaving.
weaving. Really nice variety of.
Rug hooking.
I wouldn't mind making it an annual adventure.
Oh, speaking of an annual adventure, we met some ladies that had a t-shirt on that said Wool in the Woods.
Yeah, cabin and wool and cabin or something.
I think it was just Wool in the Woods, but
Wool in the
they
Woods,
needed
yeah.
a cabin at a local raptor center, and they've been doing it for, well, it would be 11 years, but it didn't
Except
happen
for
last
last
year.
year.
And so they rent these cabins, and it sounds like they have a great time.
Yeah.
We're wanting to go and meet up with them tonight. They invited us over, but we're cooked.
Yeah.
So ladies,
Literally
if
and
you watch
figuratively.
this,
If you're
we
watching.
so appreciate that invitation, and we really, if we make this an annual thing, we totally want to come and check you guys out next time we're down here. It's
We want to
just
come knit with you.
too much in one day.
Absolutely.
We're too hot today.
I mean, there were so many. Every time we turned around, there was somebody with a bag that said Wool in the Woods, or somebody with a shirt. There was quite I think they said, what, 12, 13 women?
Something like that.
Yeah. So you guys were representing out there big
Yeah.
time. So
Yeah.
I
So
mean-
yeah, definitely would do it annually.
Yeah.
It was a great festival.
I mean, while I think we all bought stuff, I think we were pretty restrained. We went in with a plan-ish in the sense, okay, she didn't. I went in with a plan of what I wanted.
No plan.
However, the genius behind all this, I'm taking pictures of things that I think I might want, but did I take a picture of the name of the booth? No. So I'm like, yeah, I'm looking for the booth with the yarn. I'm looking for the with this yarn? And it's like, luckily Allison pointed out in the one that I'm like really wanting to go back and get tomorrow. She's like, well, there's baskets up top. It should be pretty easy to find. So, yeah. But we found some really, like some new vendors that just spoke to
Okay.
us. So
I've forgotten the lady's name that we were so impressed with.
McMullen.
McMullen.
Fibers.
Kate is her first name.
They
Yeah,
are
McMullen
so
Fiber.
gorgeous and
Oh my
such
gosh,
obvious
yes.
high quality.
Yeah, she calls it luxury yarns for all makers.
And her booth was set up in such a way that
Oh,
it
her
was
aesthetic
easy to
was
find
gorgeous.
things. Pricing was well marked.
Yes, I took
And-
lots of video there, so.
And she had just enough product out, but Allison had asked, and another customer had asked, do you have more of this? And she said, yes. And she pulled out bins, so all of her her product wasn't out and cluttered and taking up space, so everything was open and airy and easy to find. Yeah,
Cincinnati, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
good.
And a lot of literary themes, so there was a lot of Jane
Oh,
Austen,
yeah.
which is on my, I might go back and get list. So, but you took the plunge at
Yeah,
Allen.
so, well, we were at the first tent, and there was a yarn that I really liked. It was named after some
rainbow trout,
fish,
wasn't it?
Rainbow trout.
It was gorgeous. It had
Oh, it's
speckle, and I said, well, you know what, I'm not gonna buy this right now. I at least, because it was like booth number 4 or 5.
Right.
I'm like, let me at least get through one tent before I make a splurge and purchase something, because that's how I came out of the last one with 2 sweater quantities of yarn.
Because it's your fault the way she's pointing.
Yeah.
Way to go, audience.
So I ended up burying it.
She did.
Oh,
I'm not sure
She
she
did.
confessed that.
We're gonna beep this out.
I ended up putting it from the top of the pile to the bottom of the pile, and I took
hid
a
it.
picture.
There were
of the
2
yarn.
skeins. She only buried one.
Yeah, I left the other one was hanging out, whatever. But so by the time was it the end? Was she at the end?
Yes.
Yes.
Of the first
No, she's
tent,
at the
end,
second
second
set.
tent.
Yeah.
So we got to her.
And by tent, we don't mean tent, we mean tent.
Ringling Brothers Barnum and
Yes.
Bailey style tents.
2 of them.
So we got
Actually,
around the corner, and like everything about her booth, the aesthetic, the colors, the layout was screamed me. And of course, I'm like, squish, squish, squish. Gotta have it. I want this. What can I make with this? What can I make with this? How many skeins of this should I get? Look that pattern up. Tell me how many yardage I need for the. Are you gonna make this sweater? No, but I just need all this yarn. I don't know what to get. And every single one, I picked up the same color. So I bought
Go
2.
show it off.
And the other
I bought 2, and ooh.
she had samples, so it was, you didn't have to like try to think about what to do with anything. Like she was like, well, here's what I made with this, and it was like, oh my gosh. And it wasn't your I don't know, sometimes booths have the same pattern
And the same sample.
Yes. And all of these samples I've never seen, except for the Bennett sisters,
Yeah.
which I knit that, and it was so cool because we found out that the pattern
was-
designer's a Hudson person, so that's
That was
cool.
Posh DK, by the way.
Yeah, DK. So I have no pattern in mind, so I'm going to ask yet again suggestions for what I should make with. I have 2 skeins. That's it. I don't know.
She was looking at Rocket Tea though. She was trying to figure out how to do something with that.
Right, but then
You'll see
again, I
this
don't want
yarn
a
again.
V-neck, so I'm pretty sure this might become a wall hanging at home. Because I like it in this manner.
So what do they say? That there's 2 reasons why we buy yarn. One is to actually make something with it, and
Right.
one is just to procure it. So
Yeah.
you're collecting.
To save it
That's right.
from people who might like bury
Use
it or
it.
something. I
Very,
don't know.
yeah, or make something out of it.
Now, what she's about to show you, I have one of these too, but it's in my wallet, so I'm so glad
So-
you remembered. Because,
Yeah, so
But I
Jen
teased her
walks
about it.
over to the little area where all the enamel pins are and goes, "Ooh, claim it, mine!" And I'm like, I didn't even get a chance to see what was there.
She's
And
over
she
there looking at the
snags
Posh
it.
DK.
So it was enamel pin, and I asked, I'm like, "You wouldn't happen to have any more, please?" "Oh, I might." And she does some digging, pulls out one of her bins, and had one
Boom.
left.
There
So
it
I
is.
got it.
Knitting Jedi. Isn't it cute? Oh my goodness.
You guys are such Star Wars freaks.
Yep.
And I guess I did not realize that Darcy was as much of a Star Wars fan as you are.
I don't know it as much as she knows it, but yeah, every time it's on, I'm watching it. And you know, my husband's like, again, with why is it Star Wars or Harry Potter? Like, because.
Because it's fun.
So that's what I bought.
Are we doing buys?
Yeah, so that's what
Okay.
I bought while I was there.
Okay, so once before I told you about these swivel cords from Knitter's Pride. That I really, really like them because somehow I untwirl my yarn when I'm knitting with it. Anyway, love them. But I need more because of course you can never find the length you want when you want it. So, no
I
big
bought
deal
one
about
of
those.
those too. Because I've heard Allison talk so much about them. I'm like, okay, so I bought one pack. So we'll see.
And they fit with the other Knitter's Pride
And they also have
interchangeables.
inch segments on them
Segment,
too,
yeah. I almost bought the
Inter-
set, interchangeable set, but
When you want to
the
show
half
off the
set's
herd
kinda
numbers.
nice.
So I have, by chance,
That's what
collected
she
a
has,
couple
yes.
little animal thingies.
Take a
that have-
picture of that. You're gonna have to take a picture of
I
your
do.
herd.
So it's become a little herd, and so I have some new members for the herd. One is a llama, as you see there, and one is a yak from a company that had yak
Yak
products
too.
there. That
It was
was
the very first purchase, very first
first
She
booth.
wins. Ding, 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 ding.
anyway. Those were my huge purchases.
ooh,
of the
I'm
day.
losing one.
But I have my eye on a lovely green from the Macmillan. And then Yakagani that I had told you about last time didn't have an Aran weight that I was looking for, but she happened to have it at home and said, well, if I told her what color I wanted it, she would just dye it for me. So I'm going to go back there and order that tomorrow.
Yay.
Yes.
She has enough left for you. And she's gonna hand dye it specifically for you.
That's
Right.
pretty awesome.
Yes.
That's sweet.
Oh,
But Carrie's a sweetie.
Yeah,
I mean,
not quite an acquisition from here, but I have to show this off.
Yes, you do.
So, for those who don't know, this is a fake Ops Trilobite and it is hand embroidered on here. My husband and I actually both belong to the North Coast Fossil Club. And one lady from that club was making these and selling these incredibly cheap with detailed things of Nautilus and Trilobites and stuff. So I've made this my new yarn bag.
Cool.
nice.
It's like a sling bag.
Yeah.
Yes,
Little bucket. I said bucket.
Bucket.
it's lined. Okay, all right, acquisition?
So I got the enamel pen and I got a set of cords and I was looking for some DK to go with my 80s radio.
Chelsea
And
Rock?
yes, to make the jewel sweater. And I found some blue. And this is some hand dyed, and I thought it was like a botanical based hand dyed.
That's what I thought too.
And she used KoolAid, and I'm dying that she did that. Top dying. But I like the softness of the blue. There's a little bit of a greenish, dull undertone, and I'm hoping that that works out okay in the sweater. But you know what? It's yarn. If it doesn't, I will pull it out and use it for something else. But I
Or
would
you could
definitely
re-dye it.
I could re-dye it. Yeah, it's just KoolAid.
I
But
can't believe she dyed this with Kool-Aid and vinegar.
What did she
said.
say? That it smelled like pickled something or other? Because it is
Oh,
alpaca.
Yeah, alpaca.
Yeah.
So pickled.
Alpaca, yeah.
Pickled alpaca?
Pickled alpaca. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I've never smelled a pickled alpaca, but I don't think I'd like to. But it doesn't smell like pickled alpaca now.
I've actually done KoolAid Diamonds.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So, cool. Yeah, but I figured I definitely will helical knit that so that I don't get any funny puddling or anything.
Right.
But I think, was that it? My enamel pen, that, and
That was it. That's all.
Yeah.
That's
Plans for tomorrow?
plans for tomorrow. I'm still looking for a white Christmas speckle to go with this, but okay, Christmas yarns haven't come out. I'm sure Heidi and Lana, Margaret, this color, white with a little bit of speckle. I'm sure Margaret's gonna come up with something that I can put with that.
Special request. in
No
there.
pressure.
She always comes up with great stuff. Tomorrow there was a booth, the one with the baskets, that had was all alpaca, but it was so
Oh, that's the one where I
soft.
saw like a gray.
Yeah, that's
And
I
it's
want.
a natural
It's like
hand dye.
that silver gray, and I want that
And you
color.
want that for a shawl,
I
right?
want a rectangular wrap shawl, and I'm looking at one by a Spostrico. I've already forgot the name of it. It's some one that she created for traveling on airplanes. It's a rectangle,
Cool.
but there's a cable down the side and it's ribbed on the end. So there's a little bit of pattern to it, but it's mostly just knitting. But yeah, I just want something simple and easy. I have a lot of triangle shawls, but I want something to wrap around my shoulders.
And that way
Honestly,
you could wear it differently with the buttons in front, buttons inside.
well, that's the twist stitch. That
Oh,
was
is
by
that the one you
Church
wanted?
Mouse.
Okay, I beg your
And that was the other one, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to go that, but I can go either way. I haven't decided, but I know I'm gonna get 2 skeins of it. It's DK Sport Weight. I think it's DK Knits Up Sport or Sport Knits Up DK. She said something, but there's a halo to it. It's just gorgeous.
I guess DK Knits is sport.
Okay, but that's my plan for tomorrow. I think that'll be my big purchase for tomorrow.
And so my acquisitions today, I bought a book.
From the same lady that dyed my
From
yarn.
the same lady who dyed her yarn, yes. She was from the area. She was a journalist, a true
Crime reporter.
A crime reporter for several years, and she has written a couple series. So I bought the first one of this series and anxious to read it. And if I fall in love, she has it on, I can get it for my e-reader. I can get the series for my e-reader, or we can find the books on Amazon.
What's
So
her
I'm
name there, Darcy?
Yes.
Debbie Gaskell. Is that what it is?
Deborah
She had 2 names,
Gas
though, didn't she?
Kill.
Yeah.
Did she write under 2 names?
She wrote on it, she has another book called My Mother's Ashes, and that was under a pseudonym.
She got it signed too.
And
Oh, you
I
did?
got
She signed it?
She signed it for me.
No.
Yes.
Was the other series was a romance, right? Whereas this is a
Like a
thriller.
murder
criminal thing?
romance, historical romance?
I think this one is,
I thought this one was like crime.
this one, they're both mystery
She's a crime
crime type
reporter,
mysteries. And the other one, the other series is a private investigator. And I'm sure there's some romance involved in it too, but yeah, they're both kind of mystery crime type things. My Mother's Ashes is totally different, and the name on that one that she used was Anne something, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. What do we got
So I
now?
don't think we did too much
Plans for
damage.
tomorrow or not?
Plans for tomorrow, there's
Vest.
there's a vest, a fleece vest that has a sheep embroidered on it that I'm like loving, because most of the time in the winter I wear a vest with a hoodie under it. So I'm thinking this could, I don't think it'll go for really cold weather, but for most of the winter I'll be able to
Beautiful
wear it. It's really, really pretty,
design.
yeah.
And she's based out of Hartville, Ohio, which is
Is
really
she?
close
Okay.
to us.
Yeah, she had lots of different kind of embroidered sheep type things on t-shirts.
T-shirts and.
But unfortunately no V or scoop neck, but
Yeah, the one, her new one for this year was, it wasn't 5 o'clock.
oh yeah.
Sheep
it
o'clock
was
somewhere.
something like that. It's
Something to that.
Mid
It was
o'clock
really-
somewhere.
Knit o'clock, maybe it was knit o'clock somewhere. It was really cute. So probably that, and at McMullen there's just some gorgeous yarns there that I really desperately need yarn.
And to end on that note in the way of like what the Fiberfest had for us, we are looking into doing a knit along for a New Year's Eve cast on that's supposed to use leftovers. However, at McMillan, we were all like, oh, or at least me, I want this for my leftover. I want this for my leftover. And
She had a ton of mini
Yes.
skein sets
she had a private
that were already
prejudice.
perfectly put together, and I'm like, my leftover. And
no,
they're all like,
no,
we're not supposed to buy the leftover. I'm like, but if I touch it and like use a bit of it, will it be leftover?
I know, because we have this big idea of like, we're gonna pull out all of our leftover fingering weight and maybe swap it, so my project will have a little bit of yarn from each of them and vice versa, and we have this lovely idea until we came to that booth.
Yeah.
However, none of us bought there in the sense of the minis
Doesn't
and
mean
stuff.
we won't,
But we'll have to let you know.
but it might be for something different.
Yes.
One of her samples is, I thought it was a triangle shawl, but it's actually kind of a throw.
Like a big
Like a
rectangular
yeah.
blanket.
Yeah, and yeah, it has some eyelet to it, but it's mostly garter stitch. But the sample was made out of a mini skein kit called
Potions Class.
Potions Class. Yes, but I didn't see that there. But she had a beautiful.
And we dug for it.
Yeah, she had a beautiful canyon set.
Oh
which
my gosh, Bryce
her-
Canyon. Red
Yeah.
Rock Canyon.
Red Rock.
That's yours.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Red Rock Canyon out of the Canyon collection.
Yes, so that's the one that I keep eyeballing. And then she had a Jane Austen set, a Pride and Prejudice.
Miss Austin.
But if we don't get
Miss-
enough
Miss
of our
Austin.
leftovers, there's still gonna be time to order.
And she's right in Cincinnati,
Why
which is a
is she pointing
4-hour
at me?
drive.
I'm
We
not
could
giving
drive
you
down there.
leftovers of
Yeah,
this.
we're coming for you. I don't know if she has a brick and mortar shop though, but she's
Well,
in
we can
Cincinnati. We'll come
invade her
visit.
house.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're just
Yeah.
gonna ring the doorbell. Got any yarn?
all right.
We'll tell her we're interviewing her for our podcast.
Yeah, that's what we
Actually, we
don't
would like to do that.
Yes,
Do
we
that,
would.
Yes.
So what else we got going on?
All
You
right.
wanna start with your whips?
My whips. I brought a whip with me. It's one that I started a while ago, and it's been just in timeout just because I was working on other things. And it's this.
Are you in the middle of the row?
No, I
Okay, good. All right. Because I was going to grab your needle, and I'm like, that's not good. So we've got some
And it seems to be
lace work.
my-
Here, I'll hold here
yeah.
so that doesn't pop up.
This seems to be. It's
Is it mandala?
a mandala type
Yeah.
skein that I've been. This is the second skein I'm on now, so I have another skein to.
And what's the
go with
pattern?
it. I don't even.
You
know.
don't remember?
I don't remember.
It's written on a card, so she
Yeah, I
doesn't
have it written down, so I don't have
Oh,
the
okay.
pattern with me.
Oh, yeah.
I'll get it to Darcy.
And do
she
you
can
have
put it
plans
in.
for this? Is this yours, or is
I'm
this?
not sure.
Okay.
It might be.
So in talking about this earlier, we were talking about how Crystal likes beach type colors.
Right, like we all have like a
And I
type.
think the name of this yarn is Beach House.
And you?
I'm more, I guess, the earth tones. I don't know, greens,
Muted.
blues. Yeah, muted.
And I'm more jewel tones.
And I don't want to admit it, but I think I like pink and mustard.
But I go through different phases, yeah.
Right. I mean, I like the earthy, the browns, the deep greens, the blues.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I keep pulling out the same like earthy green and pink with like mustard. I don't know why. And do I make anything out of them? No, it just sits in a pile because I like looking at them.
And do I wear these colors? No.
No.
Oh dear.
Yeah. You at least like the colors that you
And you
she
wear them.
wears them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you really knit well for the seasons in the sense that
Yeah.
you have knitwear all season,
All
year
season.
long. So
Yeah.
you've got,
That's just because I've been knitting forever. All right, do a whip.
yes, I have whips. So, I'll move that over there and that there. So, my first whip is called, wait a minute, let me see, I wrote it down. It is Loki of Asgard.
Gosh. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry. It's called Loki of Asgard, and it is in process. So I have
so funny.
my Burden with Glorious Purpose written on. It's color worked at the bottom. It's got the Loki hat, and now I'm just on this nice little green pattern at the top. This is my little slouchy Loki hat because I really got into the Loki show on Disney Channel. Disney Plus, or what my granddaughters always give me the hardest time because I call it Disney. And she's like, it's Disney Plus. So
We just watched the first episode of Loki this week.
it's so much fun. Loki is so bad. Like, he's just bad, but good, but awesome. And
He's confused.
he's confused, but and he's got great hair.
And it's
He
the
really
same
has
guy
great-
that was in the Thor movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
In the
Tom
Yeah.
Hiddleston.
Loki and
Okay.
Thor.
Go get help.
Okay. So,
Get help.
so real interesting. I just saw an article about him. The actor who plays Loki has been doing this for about 10 years
Yeah.
now. He has a very, very strict diet and exercise regimen so that he can fit into that costume in the drop of a hat, because it is very important to him that he is able to stay part of the Avengers
Oh my gosh.
franchise.
So he doesn't become the beer belly
Nope.
Thor at the end?
No.
What's the
No.
rock guy's name? I can never remember the rock guy's name that's hanging out with Thor, who, like, when they're,
Oh.
I don't know. I think he's hilarious, but
I
yet
think he's
I
hilarious, too.
He's got,
failed
like,
to
dry
remember his
humor
name. I
and-
failed
yeah.
to remember his name, where he's got the little buddy who's dead, and he's like, oh,
Yes.
you're not dead. So, anyway, whip number 2
We
is...
digress.
We're gonna
Sorry,
watch that
just had to
tonight
throw
because I
that
want
in.
to see that
Yeah, and
now.
I did stop in the middle of the row on this because this is something I was gonna knit while we're talking, but we all decided to sit on the couch and there's no way I'm gonna be knitting over here. But, so just be careful if you take it up there. This is Rolling Waters using that, Rolling Waters, yeah, using the Earth Yarns.
I really like this bag.
Yeah, that's the one I got over at Wild
You
and
might
Woolly.
be stealing it.
Yeah. Nay. So if you've, I always say this wrong, so Allison's gonna help me. Papillon. The butterfly cowl, so that scares me. This one is just a rectangular scarf, and it's got the wraps and turns like it would in the butterfly shawl. And I thought this would be a good starting place if I ever do want to
It's
do
a
that.
starter drug.
Yeah, my starter drug. But I picked that yarn
Gateway
up.
drug.
Gateway.
Gateway,
That's,
that's-
that's how we're not drugged.
You can tell,
The
yeah.
starter. Yeah.
Starter drug.
Aspirin. Okay.
But I picked that up down at Worcester when I was down there. So, all right, that's all purchased stuff. That can go over there. All right, so I am working on a Christmas sweater.
Ooh, wow.
I started this
Oh, this
as
is the one that
Christmas
you
in
pointed out
July.
in our last podcast, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know. Did I show it?
Yes.
Or did-
Yes.
Oh, you did?
Okay, I don't remember
A little
showing
bit,
it.
yeah.
All right,
Okay,
so
remember, yeah, I have.
I've knit up to the point where I am ready for sleeves, so I had to stop. And now I'm working on sleeves. I'm doing them 2 at a time so I can get to the point where I'm ready to connect. So hopefully I can have it. It's called Boreal. Oh, that's right, because I showed you the stitch markers.
Yes.
Yes.
So how do you connect the sleeve to the sweater? What is the
So
way?
when I get here, as I'm knitting around, I then pick up the sleeve stitches, and then I knit the back,
So
and
it's
then I
not
pick
like
up.
you knit all
It's
the
a
way
yoke
here.
Square down to here.
Yeah.
Then you cast down a few and then pick up the.
Yeah.
And then you, oh.
And it's worsted, so it's going super fast.
So it's not like seaming.
No, not at all. So I think, oh, and then my last whip, the yarn, I think I showed this. The,
Yes,
yeah,
yeah.
so I'm still working on the sock from I Despise Academics. Those are my
Yes.
whips.
I only have one whip. And you heard me expounding about the BFL that I got at Pittsburgh from Sling yarn. And so
Gosh.
I have it here. The pattern's kind of based on this Innis pullover. However, that pattern was done in pieces, and since I'm not sure about if I'm gonna run out of yarn for long sleeves or whatever, I'm doing it from the top down with a different DK pattern, but just putting in some of the design elements from that with the cables.
So basically she's writing her own sweater pattern.
Again.
Kind of, sort of.
Kind of, sort of.
But I'm not putting all the cables in because that uses so much yarn. And as I said, I'm working my
It's
yarn
so
out.
soft.
It is
I just love
amazing.
working with this. Okay. That's me.
I have technically no whips. I mean, the only thing that I have that
She was ripping out of
I was frogging over there.
She was.
It's just the sock that I always work on that you've seen lots. So
Yeah.
that's all I have.
Finished objects?
Yes. So finished objects is the test knit for Pom Pom's. I don't even know what it is called.
Their book? Their last
Right.
booklet.
That new book that came out.
Oh, but this is what her name.
The twins.
The two twins. Yeah, the two twins. Yeah, the twins.
The three
It's on our
twins.
Instagram.
Yes,
Okay.
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 Start over.
So this is a little crop top
For Pom
And-
Pom magazine.
for Pom Pom magazine, and you had to decide how you wanted to do your stripes. You could do it any way you wanted, or you could follow the pattern that they gave you. But the pattern that this is all about the raglan, using stripes so that you could see that really sharp line. So I stash busted and finished it in time. I think this is sport weight.
But it's heavy.
It's heavy.
But it's a pleasant heavy.
Yeah,
Like-
it definitely cannot wear it now.
I don't want to say weighted blanket, but it has
Yeah.
that
It's a dense
comfort
fabric, yeah.
feel.
Yeah.
And this stitch work is
And the
gorgeous on
yarn
this.
I got from Knit Picks, and and it's the yarn that I got when I signed up to take the Master Knitter class.
How'd that go?
And as you can see,
Are you close to finishing that?
Are you a master knitter?
I'm a master at something, but yeah, I don't have the degree. But this is the yarn that I had to buy for that, and as you can see, it came something else.
Hey, you're reusing. That's good. You're
Repurposing.
going
Repurposing.
Yeah.
Right. So all my knitting has been stash bust knitting, so I'm just re-knitting more hats for the shop.
You should show
That
them
one.
beautiful colors.
Oh, they've
on
seen that.
Oh, okay.
And then
Really?
I think that's the kid size actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
tight.
So I'm using a seat stitch. I'm making a basic pom pom hat. And the hat has a button on the inside so that you can remove the pom.
I want to do Zumba in this hat.
It's not So it's a basic seat. I'm hiding her because I don't think you want to see what's happening right now.
G-rated. Okay.
This is a family shop.
Take the pom pom away from Jen. That's gorgeous. Now, Darcy, you created this pattern off of that cowl?
Well,
Or-
No.
your stitches are all falling off.
That's okay.
I'll go back.
It's me that has the heart attack.
Oh, well, I'm having a heart attack because she's got this cabling going on and all these stitches are sliding right
Now,
off.
I would have a heart attack on that one.
So, yeah, so this is a hat pattern that
Didn't turn into a hat.
I'm like, why is it so big? Even my husband's like, that's a really big hat. Who's got a head that big? And I'm like, screw it. I'm just going to keep on and make it a tube. So it's technically a buff.
A what?
A buff.
A tight cowl.
A tight
Okay.
cowl.
I've never heard that term before.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a buff.
No, I've never heard buff.
B-U-F-F. It's actually
Yeah,
a
like
company.
the running buffs.
Yeah, it's actually a company.
I guess I call them gators.
Same thing.
Okay.
But Buff is like the name brand.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah.
so
I'm
that's what I
always
did.
behind the trend.
So now we're gonna get sued for violation of
You could
copyright
also
from
do
Buff.
Yeah,
muff?
probably.
a muff.
Now we're getting into something
That's
else.
true, you could make it a muff. Good.
Yeah, so you could and
Or
line it with that
fidget
fur,
thing.
The fidget muff.
that fur, faux fur lining.
that she used on your
yeah.
sweater.
You
Oh,
can line
right,
it.
there you
Line
go.
it. Yeah. So I decreased the stitch count and then improvised and made a hat with a removable palm.
It will be on Peacocks and Pearls website
On
if
the
you'd like to
website.
purchase. Check it
Yep.
out.
Yep, so that's
And you
all
have
my finished
several, you have
objects.
several colors of the
Yeah,
set.
so there's this mustardy yellow, which I think my sister has already pre-claimed. So you may not see that one.
She has
But-
to do is buy it.
Going to deposit that?
so there's a blue one and a green one, a purple one, a black one, a white one.
Gosh, I forgot
So-
the name of this pattern already.
Yeah. So those are all my FOs. Next.
Okay, so I have an FO that's already in Scotland. The shawl that I was knitting for my
Yeah.
cousin's wife for her 70th birthday came out really, really well. And I did take a picture of it, so we can probably post that, but I don't have it with me. And it really worked out well. That was with the fiber spates and then the undyed yarn. That was from
Blue and
Alpaca
white,
and You or
right?
something. Yeah.
Blue and white.
So I have that and then just what I'm wearing,
So pretty. And look at that skirt.
which
They match
is
so perfectly.
And she made the sweater first, found the skirt later. Like I thought it was vice versa, that you found the skirt and then made the sweater.
And I only realized last night that maybe I could wear them together. And I've forgotten the name of the pattern again, but it's another a Mary Annarella.
Yeah.
I looked up the name earlier today, but with my long-term memory being nothing. So anyway, so this is with the Whirlies cotton yarn. I was a little disappointed that the gradient wasn't a little bit more smooth, but it still worked out well. It's nice and floppy and airy. So
And it worked out well wearing it in the heat today.
yes. Okay.
All right. So this is the Autumn League pullover-ish. So I received.
Oh, that's the one with the little.
Yeah, so it's like a sweatshirt. So I received some yarn from Barocco called Mochi. I actually won it at the last year's Discovery Yarn Tour, my raffle ticket. knitted in the round, did a false seam on the side, but I also just split the seams versus doing a ribbed bottom. I think.
A little bit more contemporary.
Yeah,
that
nice
way.
and loose. And I did the neck just a little bit different, but just a basic neck. And I just wanted a sweatshirt. It was yarn that had been, that I won and wanted to use it. So, and this isn't a color I would have picked, but I like it. It's
No,
called
it's not
Blueberry.
you.
So, but it goes with just, it goes with everything. It's a nice neutral.
It's soft.
It is.
Yeah, surprisingly
Ooh, it
soft.
is.
So I've actually worn it a couple times out on my swing because like a week ago it was nice and cool, so
Yeah.
I wore it out there. So that was my info.
I finally finished a hat, but I left it at home. So, and I started another one, but no, I've been remodeling my bathroom, so I have not been knitting.
Like herself.
A friend of mine is a plumber. Thank you, dear Lord, for Brian. And so we took it down to the studs, and we're putting it back
Great.
together.
How many bathrooms do you have in your house?
One.
Oh my gosh.
So you guys
Wow.
are surviving with
No bathroom.
No bathroom.
Last weekend we had Labor Day weekend. We had no bathroom, but my mom was away, so my roommate and I went over and stayed at my mom's for a couple of days while we had no toilet, no sink. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So
Just
yeah, I got
prepared
the
you
floor
for this
down.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I put the floor down last weekend, got it down, and we got back home on Tuesday.
This is a fantastic
Monday night.
Airbnb.
It is.
It's just they're having plumbing issues. Luckily, it's just the kitchen sink.
Right?
Shower's great. Toilet works.
Yes.
So good.
Yeah.
Just I'm tired, so that's me being snarky.
Salty.
Salt, yeah, because I'm sweaty.
Well, yeah, we are also sweating.
All right, so.
So those are all our FOs.
Oh, we flew through this.
We know what we're anticipating to buy tomorrow.
And we anticipate having a knit along coming up as we
Yes.
wish it.
So
look
if you
for that.
have leftover fingering weight yarns, just kind of keep them in a pile somewhere. We're hoping to like be organized with this and do maybe a Ravelry group, and we'll see how that works. But this is episode 24. We're really
Wow.
excited about that. And the last time we checked, the last time I checked on Sunday, we were at 442. Oh, wait a minute. We're at 443.
He doesn't know it yet, but he's a subscriber. Thank you, B&B host.
When you provide us a YouTube account under your name, you subscribe to. Sorry, Angelo.
You'll love it. We're great and fabulous, and you're gonna enjoy every minute of
It will be
watching.
a nice addition to all your muscle car videos.